In this video, I'm going to be going over 4 things that I recently implemented that allowed me to break a deadlift plateau that I have been stuck at for over 4 years. When I was 20, I hit a 520 conventional deadlift at about 207 body weight, and for the next 4 years, I would not see another absolute PR. That is until the past year where I implemented these changes that added a whole 45 pounds to my deadlift max while also being 15 to 20 pounds lighter in body weight. I tried to get my deadlift up for years, but nothing was working. I even tried PH3, a program that worked for me in the past with great results, with a gigabulk, to no avail. Here's me trying for that 525 a few years ago just to secure the smallest PR possible, and still no luck. I had finally come to the realization that what got me to 520 at 207 was not going to be what would eventually get me to my current PR of 565 at 193. This is the first of 2 things that helped my weakness from the floor to my knee. This is the only point I would ever fail the lift, and once it gets past the knee for me, it's locked out. So I had to attack this weakness. This was the layout of the program. I plugged in pause deadlifts for my main variation and ran it to the T from there. This resulted in a PR deadlift of 550, despite having not touched a weight over 500 for most of the program. The light weights of the pause deadlifts were the only reason I could handle the 2 times per week frequency. Heavy RDLs. I started doing RDLs and people pointed out that I wasn't keeping my legs straight enough to maximally target the hamstrings. And honestly, I had too much fun doing them my way, so despite the naysayers, I just stuck with my current form. I was able to build up to doing 455 for 10 on RDLs recently, which scaled to a 495 for 5 with ease dead stop deadlift set. Before I implemented this style of RDLs, my deadlift rep PR with 5 plates was 2 reps touch and go. I added RDLs into my programming by fully replacing deadlifts from the floor for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, and then revisiting them after making gains on my RDLs. And every single time it transferred directly over. I do strict back down sets with lighter weight as well, but my bread and butter for making strength gains on the deadlift has been the heavy RDL with a bend in the legs. There are plenty of people that can handle deadlifting intensely twice a week, but I am no longer one of these people. This was easier for me back in the day when my max was 405, but now that I'm into the mid-upper 500s, my recovery takes a huge hit every time I deadlift. With how I currently train deadlifts, I need a week to fully recover. And accepting that fact has drastically improved my performance each session. Don't feel the need to copy other people's frequency. If 2 or 3 times per week isn't working out for you, try once a week or vice versa. I used to use this technique that wasn't really touch and go, but wasn't really fully dead stop, and this resulted in my first rep having very different technique from my other reps. At first, using full dead stop made me a little weaker, but over the past year, it's made me a lot stronger. And it's the only way I'll do conventional deadlifts from the floor now, as my technique is much more consistent. You should try to attack your weaknesses in the deadlift with different variations if normal deadlifting alone doesn't seem to budge your strength. Some people can get away with only hammering the normal deadlift, but we're not all built the same, and everyone's recovery is different because we all have different external and internal factors at play. As for the variations and other factors I tweaked, all of these changes resulted in being stronger than I've ever been on the deadlift, even though I've been training already for 9 years. I still feel that lots of deadlift gains are ahead of me whenever I decide to bulk again. And to think I used to believe there was some arbitrary natural limit holding me back after the first 4 years. That was clearly not the case. I needed to evolve my thinking and try new things. Keeping an open mind about lifting is one of the best things that's happened to me recently, and it's kept everything fresh and fun, and the progress has been great. Be sure to step back and examine your training whenever you hit a long rut and make some changes, because you never know what might work for you. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.